Good morning and welcome. What better thing to do this morning to start our service than to sing together with a little fancy clapping. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna teach our children courage. Gonna teach our children courage. Gonna teach our children courage. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna work to end the suffering. Gonna work to end the suffering. Gonna work to end the suffering. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Good morning and welcome everyone to White Bear Unitarian Universalist Church. We are so grateful to share this space with you. Service participants today include Amy Peterson-Derrick, Carol Coet, and Reverend Jack Gady, supported by Reverend Sarah Goodman, Anna Garris, and Aaron Scott. Today we are delighted and honored to welcome the UU congregation of Bismarck, North Dakota, and their members and their minister, Reverend Elizabeth Soley, are joining our services this morning. We're so glad y'all are here. Today, right after the service, you're all invited to join with each other for a new gathering this week, Cyber Social Hour. Come for informal conversation and meet old friends and new. Aaron will put the Zoom link and easy instructions in the chat box. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of our service. Later this week, join us for online youth groups, ministry drop-ins, Wednesday soul work. Please sign up for our email news. Let us know how your beloved church community can help you stay healthy and steady and strong, resilient and courageous. Welcome to our church. Together we grow our souls and serve the world.
Come in. Come into this space, which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this space where we can heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this space where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. Come into this space. Together we make it a holy space, and welcome. In this context where so many are experiencing loneliness and isolation, today our chalice will be lit by Mark, Claire, Quinn, and Aviana.
Who is in our family?
Mommy, Daddy, Aviana, Courtney.
Yes.
That's all the family who's smiling at me. That's what I mean. Everything.
Yeah, we're all together. But some people are all by themselves in their homes. All alone. That's who we're thinking about today. We're thinking about people that aren't allowed to be with anybody else and who already live alone.
They already live alone because of the pandemic.
That's right.
But sometimes they will.
They will what?
They will go into their homes.
The other people will?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won't be alone forever.
And then, bye.
That's who we're lighting the chalice for this morning.
The candlestick! Why is it burning you?
I'm okay.
Why is that fire there?
It's to remember the people that live by themselves.
Will you say with me the opening words? Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. We're going to sing again.
You can't steal, you can't steal, you can't steal my shine, 'cause whoa, I shine too bright. Whoa, I shine too bright. You can't dim my light. Like a thief in the night, oh, you come. Like a thief in the night, oh, you come. No darkness in hell can steal my light. No, you can't steal my shine. You can't steal, you can't steal, you can't steal my shine. 'Cause whoa, I shine too bright. Oh, I shine too bright. No, you can't dim my light. Like the stars in the sky, oh, we shine. like the stars in the sky. Oh, we shine. The darker the night, the brighter the light. No, you can't steal our shine. You can't steal, you can't steal, you can't steal my shine. 'Cause whoa, I shine too bright. Whoa, I shine too bright. No, you can't dim my light.
Good morning. This morning's story is a Zen Buddhist tale called The Monk's Heavy Load. You can find versions of the story in many different places. Sometimes it's called A Monk with Heavy Thoughts or Crossing a Stream. This morning's version of the story is adapted from two different versions told by John Muth in Zen Shorts and by Sarah Conover in her book Kindness, A Treasury of Buddhist Wisdom. The tale is a story of two monks, one young and one old, who on a warm spring day, not unlike today, found themselves traveling to a village far from their monastery to do some trading. In the high mountains where they lived, there were only small trails between villages with no roads and few bridges. The spring had been especially warm and the winter's dense snow was melting quickly, and many streams had become too dangerous to cross. After walking a distance on a rugged, steep trail, the two monks came upon a fast-moving stream where a young woman stood impatiently on the bank, pacing back and forth, angrily as she stared at the inconvenient raging waters. The young monk simply nodded at the woman and smiled as he passed. He lifted his monk's robe up slightly and carefully began to negotiate the stream. But to his amazement, the elder monk sped right past him while carrying the young woman on his back. The whole way across the stream, the young woman impatiently barked orders at the monk. "You are moving too fast. Be careful. Don't get my robes wet." The elder monk just smiled as he gently set the woman down safely on the far shore. As she stormed off, the elder monk just simply gave her a bright, broad smile and went on his way with a quick step. As they continued on their way, the young monk was brooding and preoccupied. For miles and miles, he could not stop thinking about the young woman's behavior and how the elder monk didn't seem to be bothered by it at all. After several hours, unable to hold his silence, he finally spoke out. "That woman back there was so selfish and so rude," he said. "But you picked her up and you carried her. And then she didn't even thank you. How can you not be bothered by this?" Surprised at this outburst, the elder monk turned to face him and said, I set that woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" We're going to sing again.
Sing with me. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul.
The first reading is by David White, Sweet Darkness. When your eyes are tired, the world is tired also. When your vision has gone, no part of the world can find you. It's time to go into the dark where the night has eyes, to recognize its own. There you can be sure you are not beyond love. The dark will be your home tonight. The night will give you a horizon further than you can see. You must learn one thing. The world was made to be free in. Give up all the other worlds except the one to which you belong. Sometimes it takes darkness and the sweet confinement of your aloneness to learn that anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you. In this time, your gifts are needed more than ever. Today's offering supports the vision and programs of our congregation. The second reading is from Danusha Lamaris, Small Kindnesses. I've been thinking about the way when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pull in their legs to let you by, or how strangers still say, bless you, when someone sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague. Don't die, we are saying. And sometimes, when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly, we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them and for them to smile back, for the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of clam chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us pass. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire, only these brief moments of exchange. What if they are the true dwelling of the holy, these fleeting temples we make together when we say, "Here, have my seat. Go ahead, you first. I like your hat."
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the wind
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sup sorrow with the poor. These are hard times. Carol Coette's been recording music for us in a garage. Some weeks in these online services, all the music is live, and every week part of it is live. The singing with Carol, giving voice to the Spirit at the start, and all the hymns, which she is leading this morning as she does every week now from her dining room. But some weeks she heads over to her neighbor's garage, and together, but not too close together, she and her neighbor Craig Hansen, who is not a member here, but just glad to help, they record for us, sometimes a cappella, sometimes with keyboard and Craig's guitar, garage band. Later this week, I hope that you'll go back and find the recording on our website and listen again to Carol and Craig and this worthy old song, and just let it sink into you and wash over you, and then lift up a little prayer of thanks for music and musicians and artists in hard times. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sup sorrow with the poor. Is that, I wonder, what we are doing now? Is that what this moment in our quarantine is? A pause now, here in May, an unbidden but inescapable moratorium on the pleasures of life's normalcy? A pause now after all these many weeks to count the many tears and count the dead, 65,841 in our country. 243,540 in our world. And these are yesterday's numbers, so you know, over the night, somebody else was lost, somebody's mother, somebody's child, somebody's brother, somebody's friend. Is this a moment to just breathe in the truth of this? And breathe out love as we all sup sorrow with the poor in spirit, and the truly poor, all the many who were poor before, and all the many more now, 30 million new unemployment applications. Let's pause in life's pleasures. And let's pause also in life's whiny complaints about distancing and shopping, and for just a moment, sup sorrow with our beloved human family. And then let's remember also, lest we run the risk of resting there too long and running out of courage and running out of hope, let's remember and remind each other that we're singing other music also. You can't steal my shine. This can't steal our shine because, whoa, we shine too bright. The deeper the night, the brighter the light. No, this time, this struggle, this sorrow, this pandemic, it will not steal our shine. Not if we keep singing, and also all together mapping our way forward. The losses are many, though, little and large, and it is a mighty work these days to keep track of which is which, to not stumble or succumb to the little losses, nor be overwhelmed by the large and global dramas that we can do little about. It's a mighty work to hold things in perspective and to realize that what you can do is actually precisely what you can't do, which is go outside your home and be close up with other people. What you can do, most of us, unless your work is so essential that you're required to go out, or your circumstance so dire that you have to go out, what you can do is stay in. And it's so hard. It's hard if you live by yourself. It's hard if you live with other people. It's hard if you live in any kind of senior housing or a nursing home or group home. It's hard. This week in a group gathering, we posed the question, how do you move now past the self into a wider sense of community? What ways are you finding to be of service to the world. And as soon as I spoke it out loud, it sounded so judgy and so demanding, and I could see people's faces in their little rectangles just collapsing in puddles of guilt and embarrassment. And so I quickly tried to change it up and said, all right, if all you've done this week for the common good is simply take a shower, that's good enough. And if you couldn't even manage to do that, you still get the Nobel Prize just for keeping on. One person said, there are 4 of us in my family here. So what we're doing for our community service is we are staying home. And it's hard. We have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, a dog, 2 active adults. But it seems, she said, like what we can do and must is stay in. Basically, say to the healthcare infrastructure, here are 4 people that you don't need to worry about. You can cross us off your list. We're not going to be any trouble. We will not get in your way. We don't want to mess this up. We want to help, not harm. You tell us what we need to do, and it's not easy, but we're just going to do it. I love that. This week in a staff meeting, we were talking about the church's budget for the coming year, which is difficult to do now as it is in all institutions and congregations and schools and businesses and nonprofits. It's hard without knowing how we'll gather and when we'll gather, and if and when we do, what that gathering could possibly look like, what the programming can be and should be, and who's going to staff it. The board and staff here are anticipating deep cuts, right? Because we're part of the larger economy. And this does not mean that the church won't be strong and beautiful and vibrant going forward. It does not mean that we won't gather in beloved community again, but it does mean it will surely be different in ways that none of us can yet predict. So a couple of us were talking about this, looking at numbers and charts and ideas and plans. And at one point, Jack Gady said to me about some line item or project that clearly has to be suspended. Jack said, whoa, wait, could we just stop and grieve that for a moment? And it is right and fitting that we do so. Can we grieve or even just acknowledge all the changes in our lives and in our world? So we did that. And we're doing it as you all are, all the time. Let's pause in life's pleasures, the pleasures we never even named as such before because they were so ordinary and beautiful, the pleasures of old familiar ways. Let's pause and mark the many tears and all the unknowns that could cloud our vision now. For one person, it's not, who does not have a dog, by the way, for one person, it's not being able to pet other people's dogs in the dog park where he often goes. He can't even go there now, and it's such a place of joy. For someone else, it's the loss of a cohort of coworkers, all scattered now on furlough, if they're lucky, and some with jobs completely gone. For someone else, it's travel. For another person, it's a project they gave their whole heart to for many years that almost made it to completion. Now it's scrapped. For someone else, it's visiting their mother, mother-in-law, father, grandpa, aunt, child in the group home or the nursing home where COVID-19 has been diagnosed and they can't go in and their beloved can't come out. For someone else, and these are all from emails that you're sending, for someone else, it's a brand new baby grandchild born in this pandemic time and growing at the speed of light right before their eyes, right there on the screen, on the flat screen. Gentleness now, people. Tenderness now. Exquisite care for each other. We have no idea, and we never did, what someone else might be holding. So gentleness now for your own self, also exquisite care. Grace and mercy all around, starting with yourself, whether you made it to the shower or not. Grace and mercy all around. Susan Frederick Gray is president of the Unitarian Universalist Association. On Thursday, she wrote, This week marked 50 days that my family and I have been sheltering in place with the exception of infrequent trips to the grocery store. The adrenaline of the urgent transitions of the beginning of the pandemic is giving way now to grief over the loss of loved ones, the pain of distance, the fear of what's to come, anger at the mismanagement of this crisis at the highest levels of our government, and a weariness that comes with understanding that we're going to have to live with social distance and virtual community for a long time. If you're weary, said Susan, prickly, exhausted, angry, you're not alone. This is a time when care and compassion are primary, and that includes yourself. She quoted Maya Angelou, "We need love as we need water, and joy as we need air." Joy is life-saving, said Susan. It nurtures our resilience. Recognizing this need in my own heart, she said, and my mind and body, I've lengthened my morning meditation. I've pulled out poems that make me smile. I've started listening to more music and singing aloud to my favorites. And I'm also trying to teach our dog to dance, she said. It is not going well, but it's getting me to dance. She's a good minister. We need love as we need water, and joy as we need air. When your eyes are tired, says David White, the world is tired also. When your vision has gone, no part of the world can find you. You must learn one thing: this world was made to be free in. Give up all the other worlds except the one to which you belong. Sometimes it takes darkness and the sweet confinement of your aloneness to learn that anyone or anything that does not bring you alive is too small for you. He wrote this many years, these lines about aloneness and what we learn there. What brings us alive right now? What's bringing us alive? If not our absolute certainty that we are all in this together, each tending our own spirit like a little green shoot that you uncover in the garden, watered and protected by the love and care of one another. And caring for your own spirit nurtures the entire ecosystem. This week, I think the impatience and the anger have become palpable. I think of those armed protesters in the Michigan State House, scary, or the vice president, also scary, who told the Mayo Clinic that he couldn't wear a mask. The only person on the entire campus, the entire city of Rochester probably, who would not wear a mask, who defied their protocol because he said he wanted to look the workers in the eye. Frustration is palpable. The readiness to be done, or at least to be doing something. We don't like to be out of control, and it turns out we don't really like to be idle or overworked. So friends, this is the moment now where fortitude, spiritual fortitude, and moral imagination and solidarity are summoned from the depth of us and called out of the collective will of us. Solidarity, it's a word often invoked at this very time of year, May Day, the International Day of Reckoning and Resistance for Workers of the World. In most countries, there are great parades on this weekend and marches demonstrating how far the fight for workers' rights has and has not yet come for a living wage and healthcare and safe workplaces, the 8-hour day. This year, the movement moved online. What better time to stand in solidarity, symbolic solidarity, to pause in life's pleasures and whisper thanks, post your thanks for every person who has to get up and walk into their job in a clinic or Costco or a firehouse or factory or gas station, and every worker furloughed or fired, and the millions with no health care. Solidarity is hard. It's counterintuitive and it's beautiful and powerful, as every strike and walkout has made plain, from the early labor movement 100 years ago to the Amazon resistance right now, right here in Minnesota. Solidarity is powerful and beautiful, and it is rigorous and it's hard. Mustering moral imagination when you're exhausted, when your eyes are tired and your children are tired and your spirit is weary and lonesome, it is hard. Spiritual fortitude is no game for beginners or the faint of heart, but you've been training all your life for this. For those of us who are not epidemiologists or public health experts or scientists trained in the vagaries and the creative cruelties of infectious disease, which is just about all of us, the task now is really clear. The steps are all laid out. This is the beginning of May, almost 2 months in, and what we need to do here is take a breath, a blessed breath, give thanks for it, and then secure our masks more firmly and our resolve and stand ever more resolutely shoulder to metaphorical shoulder. Let us pause in life's pleasures, not forever, but for now, however long now needs to last, for the common good and for our own good, supping sorrow with the poor and the poor in spirit, swapping recipes and Netflix finds and podcasts and playlists and prayers. You are doing it. You're doing it. We see you swapping all these strategies and also ideas for how to move forward carefully, forward toward reopening, and as needed, as necessary, how also we'll step back when that's called for. I heard this week from one of you who's a teacher, doing the impossible every day with 40 students, some kids who learn easily on laptops and others who never will, whose parents can't log in or lost the iPad or just do not have another ounce of energy to spend on distance learning. A big percentage of this teacher's time is spent now just troubleshooting tech and user issues. She checks in with her class many times a day, and she has a colleague, she says, who just decided she's going to leave her Google Meet open on her computer all day long. So the kids can just call out to her whenever they need something. So she'll be in her kitchen or the bathroom or the bedroom, and a little voice or a loud voice will be yelling in the other room, "Hey, this is so-and-so, where are you? Are you there? I need you." And she is there, and she comes running and smiling to the screen every single time. You are doing it. And it's beautiful, and it's imperfect, and it's exhausting, and it's a mess, and it's working, and it's hard, and it's right. And when you get tired, when your eyes are tired, take care of yourself. Adjust your own mask first. Teach your dog how to dance. Teach your cat, you have plenty of time. Mark the sorrows, grieve the losses, notice where it hurts, and tend the wound. One person here told us she has a big glass jar now, and into it every day she's putting little strips of paper, noting the things that she misses or loves and can't do but will again. Getting a haircut goes in the jar. Heading out to the store, into the jar. Going to Cup and Cone for ice cream and standing in that long summer line with 100 other sweaty people. Coming to church on a Sunday, she said, and sitting with all of you, learning your name, sharing a hymnal or coffee or a breath or a task, greeting at the door, project home. Walking outside without the weight of fear, throwing it off like a winter coat, like something you just don't need to carry. She'll do all of these again, she said, but never, never again without noticing, never again without gratitude, never without pausing in life's pleasures and counting the gifts, not again the same. From Danusha Lamaris, her poem, Small Kindnesses. I've been thinking about the way when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pull in their legs to let you go by, or how strangers still say, "bless you," when somebody sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague. Don't die, we're saying. And sometimes when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly, we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them and for them to smile back, for the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of clam chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us pass. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire. Only these brief moments of exchange. And what if they are the true dwelling of the holy, these fleeting temples we make together when we say, "Here, have my seat. Go ahead, you first. I like your hat. Bless you." I never say that when somebody sneezes, but maybe I'm going to start. Maybe even if they don't sneeze. Bless you. Gesundheit. To your health and the health of the people you love and everybody, to all our health, the public health, our commonwealth. Bless you. You are enough. You are good enough. You are doing enough and more than enough. You are a good gift. And this thing, it will not steal your shine. For just a moment, we'll be silent together. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, hold us steady now as tenderly we hold each other. Remind us every day that this marathon is asking us to move now at the speed of grace. Grace and mercy all around, for each of us, for all of us, together. Amen. Carol's going to lead us one more time in singing.
This is a Tonglen chant. Tonglen is the Tibetan word for both sending and giving, receiving, taking. Tonglen. It's a practice of compassion, and it's striking the balance, a healing balance of give and take. So we're breathing in ours and others' pain and breathing out whatever it might be that benefits the larger world and ourselves. Chant with me. I am enough, I am not enough. I am enough, I am not enough. I give help when I can, there is help for me. I am enough, I am not enough. You are enough, you are not enough. You are enough, you are not enough. Oh friend, here is my hand, I will help you through. You are enough, you are not enough. We are enough, we are not enough. We are enough, we are not enough. There is strength in our bond, we have room to grow. We are enough, we are not enough.
Please join me in the closing words. May peace dwell within our hearts and understanding in our minds. May courage steel our will, and love of truth forever guide us. Friends, thank you for joining us. If you're not receiving our email news, go to our website and sign up. We'll send updates twice a week about online services and groups and circles of care. Join us for coffee hour at 11:15. There's a link in the chat box. Call or write with questions or to ask for help or offer help. We are sending love from Maple Street and all of our remote locations. Stay well, everyone. Stay strong. So be it. See to it. Amen.
Dear